Well, it's really good to be back after some days off this week. The energy in the team is good. We're picking up where we left off after a really busy, successful August, and we really have our sights on the weekend and what's ahead, which is an eye on the playoffs, which is one of our goals, and for sure another home game. One step at a time.
Coach, can you just speak on the first couple days of Reggie being here, his acclimation to the team, and day of training?
Yeah, look, it's good to have Reggie Cannon here. I really believe that he's a good fit for the Colorado Rapids from the quality and experience that he brings, the aggressiveness in his game, the humility and human being that he is. So I think it's a really good addition. I could see he looks like he's been here, and good players kind of do that where they can get on the same page quickly. I do believe which any coach likes, this internal competition that we talk about, that you can try to create an environment that fosters that, or you can add really good players that push other guys. We say iron sharpens iron. Well, that's one way to do it. So even with Moise Bombito leaving, yes, as we lose some quality, we add some, and this is just really important for versatility that Reggie brings, and we're thrilled to have him.
He's another guy who's been in the national team. He's been to Europe now and come back. So what is the benefit of having a group of those guys who have all had those kind of experiences?
Well, when you talk about national team, there's no easy way to get into the national team. You don't fake your way up there. You don't happen to just get lucky. You get there with experience of and repetition of consistency and quality and meeting the demands of higher level football games. So the fact that we get a guy like Reggie, the fact that we've added guys like Georgie, Zach, Sam Vines, Cole Bassett, who've been in and around that group, it means that we've added quality and experience and the consistency and understanding of the high level. So for us, I'm thrilled that we've added a quality piece to our team at a time that we picked up an injury at left back. We lose Moise, again, a player that has versatility along the back line and all that Reggie comes with Reggie. So yeah, just another guy that's gonna make us better.
26 is a pretty important age for a guy like that. And he talked a lot about trying to find himself, wanting to enjoy football again. As a manager that a player like that comes to that trust, what's that mean to you, that it's at a big point in his career that he's willing to say, hey, I trust in you and we can do this together?
Well, I think it means a lot. It means a lot that when we get on a Zoom call, that he likes what we're saying, buys what we're selling. He likes what we're saying, and I think it bodes well for our organization. Again, we are not trying to sell him something that's not real and maybe good for him. But when Porg Smith and talks about the project here, some of it's what we're sharing with him. A lot of it is what he's seeing and hearing from some of the players that he knows really well. Zach Steffen, Georgi Mihalovic, I'm sure there's conversations to say, hey, what actually is it like over there? So the fact that our reputation has gotten to a place where I think players externally and people externally know that we got something brewing here. We got a good situation. We got a lot of winners. We have good, strong culture. If I'm a youngish player, but mid-20s, wanting to get somewhere where I can get better, maybe get back into the national team, I do think this is a good spot to do that. And ultimately, if there is none of that, that you go to a place where you're valued, that you can contribute somewhere, that you fit into the style of play, that you're surrounded by hungry people, other hungry people. Because if Reggie wasn't, he wouldn't be here. We don't go for those guys. We look for guys that have an edge, that want big aspirations, that want to get better, want to be coached, and that in their careers really have aspirations and hungry. We have a hungry group. That's a lot of the crew right here. It's my staff and the players.
And then zoom back to the task at hand. Obviously, there's a lot to focus on for Leagues Cup. It's win the next game, advance, survive. But now you're back into it. Cole mentions get a win this weekend, get closer to the playoff position. You mentioned getting home teams head at right now with goals, and what are you guys focusing on?
We want to continue that mindset because in all reality, you have to always be in that mindset of win and move on. You do. That's in training, that's in games. Because every 3 points, every point, you're always on trial. You always got to have that mentality to fight and to keep resetting and going after it. So I actually, it's one of the best things about the League's Cup is that we were put in those situations of urgency, and every play and every game matters. And now I think we had a lot of that built in, but then you really have to, you're in it. So if you didn't win, you were not moving on. So we were able to do that. We'll take something from it and try to apply that to MLS where the stakes are high. And again, we have our goals, but for the rest of the season, we're up against each game teams that are in and around it. So we're relishing that opportunity.
How has the team grown since the last Portland game, and where do you think they're going to go until the playoffs here, end of October?
Listen, we're always growing. You know, it's since the last Portland game wasn't that long ago, but each day, each week, we're learning from yesterday, thinking about tomorrow to get the most out of today. This is how we think about it. So we learn that we are resilient. If they don't truly believe that, that's in the DNA of the team. The guys know that we can suffer, we can get pushed to the limit, we can play on the road, we can go behind, we can score early, we can score late. We're good on set pieces, one of the best in the league. So I think what we learn is that, you know, how to keep, you know, we keep understanding how to manage games and tough games and adversity. So that's what the League's Cup taught us about ourselves. And I believe that when you play the Mexican teams 4 in a row, I think it was, that even Philadelphia, who's a very savvy team, we're a young team, one of the youngest in the league, youngest in the West. You know, what does that mean when you're young? Yeah, you have to learn to manage games and leads and pressures and penalties and against players and culture of Mexico, like that's very, very savvy and can manage. So I think we're going to have to, I'll almost be able to better answer that question the rest of the way. What did we learn? Have we really learned a lot? How to sway all these tight games? We'll find out.
Chris, ¿qué podemos decir de qué hay que cambiar para poder ganar a Portland, un rival que nos ha hecho sufrir?
Okay, help me out here.
What do you have to change to beat Portland, a rival that already beat us 2 times?
Necesitamos más inteligente en transición, estructura y más falta en estos momentos. No tenemos miedo, we're not scared, pero importante que tenemos mucho respeto para ellos.
¿Estás feliz de volver a casa con nuestra gente?
Sí, este es siempre que diferencia, pero un equipo que tiene mucha calidad y mucha inteligencia y experiencia en 4 ataques, you know, mismo mentalidad, mucho respeto para ellos, pero en casa es diferente. 2 losses all year. En casa, en altitud, muy peligroso, siempre gana.
Dale, gracias y vamos por los 3 puntos.